Hello, hello, hello. This is Commissioner Rhino, and to my right is this beautiful man, Abjude. We are the Patrick Pucci Fantasy Show. Let's get started. Do a recap of last night's game. What'd you think of the last night's game?
Oh, last night's game was it was great. It was a little bit surprising. I thought that the Patriots were going to be able to put up more of a fight,
Yeah,
but then I realized, the Patriots kind of they caught the Bengals sleeping in week 1, and then they took the Seahawks to the brink on week 2. So I was definitely surprised that it wasn't a closer game, but it was definitely nice to see 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers back out there slinging it like he used to.
he looked good. That one, the one throw. Well, I didn't watch. Okay, so to be honest here, I both my credit card and my bank card got fraudulent activity, so they both got canceled Saturday. So
Oh
literally,
wow.
I was watching the game on Bleacher Report and listening to watching Fantasy Live at the same time. But then I saw the replay of that throw to Garrett Wilson in the corner of the end zone. That was
Oh,
beautiful. And the one thing I liked about that was the fact that Garrett Wilson reached out for it,
mm-hmm.
let it come to him. And
Right.
with him doing that right there, that meant a lot to Aaron Rodgers. I guarantee you that. I
Oh,
guarantee you that.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you would have hesitated just even an inch, that would have been a 98-yard pick six.
Yeah. And he would, I think Wilson had a better game
Oh
if it
yeah.
wasn't for the incomplete passes because I think he had
Yeah.
what, nine or 10 targets.
Something like that. Yeah. And he had
Yeah.
5 catches and he had like 40 something receiving yards. He definitely could have had a much bigger day. They had a couple of miscues between the two of them. So once they get all of that, like once they get that connection down, they could potentially be very dangerous. But in the meantime, Alan Lazard is just going to keep putting up numbers.
That's his guy, though, man.
Yeah.
That's that's the nature of the beast of fantasy football. Just
Hmm.
like um, just like Braylon Allen coming in, you
Right.
know, it's just the nature of the beast, and that's actually it'll work better for them because they'll keep
Hmm.
Braylon or Brees Hall fresher.
Right.
And then I'm looking at my phone saying, "Who's this Davis guy and why is he running? Why is he getting stuff?" I sent a text to Sieg. It's like, did Brees Hall get hurt? Who's this Davis
Mhm.
guy?
They're
So
trying to keep their backs fresh.
yeah, and that's a good thing. I like that
Right.
though. I like that. Um, any it seemed like the Jets defense stepped it up too last night.
Oh, oh yeah. Well, I mean, the Patriots O line, there was really not much they can do. The
No,
Jets were sending, just a 4-man pass rush, and the Patriots are max protecting, and they were still getting beat. It's like four people, it was 4 against 6, and the 4 men were still getting through. It was insane.
yeah,
McDonald had a hell of a game. So Hassan Reddick is not really helping himself right now.
no. What do you think's gonna happen with that?
I have no clue, honestly. I feel like it's gonna get to a point where they're gonna have to pay him, I think, but I don't know that he'll get paid what he wants to get paid. But so far the defense doesn't look like they need him. So, you know, they'll probably just let him just bleed out whatever like fines or whatever fees he's getting for for missing games.
I think there might be something in the NFL, in an NFL Players Association or NFL, where if the player misses so many games, he gets exempt for that season, so he loses
Mhm.
tenure, I think.
Oh,
So
that would be insane.
yeah, I something like that because that's one of the reasons why I um, finally signed because San Francisco sent him a thing saying this is going to happen. This is what's going to
Yeah.
happen if
Hmm.
you
Yeah,
don't show up.
made him.
Yeah. So what game? What game's up first? We're going to talk about DFS now.
Hmm.
We're hey everybody we're trying something new here, so just bear with us. We're It's brand new here,
There we
so
go. Eagles
Eagles
and Saints is up
Eagles
first.
Saints. Give me some players you're high on, and give me maybe a player you're not high on, and maybe who you're fading or who your sleeper might be.
For this game, players I'm high on, the usual suspects: Saquon, Devontae Smith. I'd take Hurts. Hurts has a rushing yard upside, so he's definitely a good quarterback to have. And I think that because the Saints are going to score a lot of points, because the Eagles' defense is really not that good this year,
Yeah.
I think that the Eagles will be chasing points this game. So I think that they'll be in heavy like pass situations and trying to come back, trying to score points. Rashid Shaheed is good for at least a deep bomb a game now, it seems. And again, the Eagles' defense is their DBs, they're young guys. So like there's a lot of miscommunication on the back end and a lot of guys getting free on them. So Rashid
Yeah, they
would
seem
be
to be
good.
a
Yeah,
little bit aggressive sometimes.
right, exactly. Yeah. If there was anyone that I would fade in this game, it would probably have to be the tight ends.
Yeah.
I feel like the Saints safeties do a really good job of covering tight ends, so they might eliminate Goddard or at least limit him in this game. And the Saints tight ends, it's a coin flip as to who's gonna score a touchdown or who's gonna get some yardage. So like that's a little bit too risky for me. I'd stay away from the tight ends.
Do you who do you think have a better game, Carr or Hurts? Who do you
Uh,
play?
I'd say Carr because Hertz is actually going against a good defense because the Saints actually have a really good defense.
Yeah.
So I think that the upside play would be Carr because Carr could just sit back there. He can, dump off to Alvin Kamara and Alvin Kamara could take it 35, 45 yards. He could throw a deep ball to Rashid Shaheed. He could throw it deep to Chris Olave. So I think Carr would probably be the better play.
That's what do you think? Do you think because Olave had 8 catches for 64 yards or something like that last
Something like that last game.
yards. Do you think who do you think is the wide receiver one out of that group? Do you think it's still Olave
it's definitely Olave. Well, it's definitely Olave. The thing that makes Rashid Shaheed dangerous is the fact that he's purely a deep threat. So it's like he can produce on 3-4 targets. So he can have a stat line of like 2 catches for like 85 yards and a touchdown, or like 3 for 105 and 2 touchdowns. But it's still Chris Olave. Chris Olave is the PPR monster in that offense. He gets majority of the targets. He gets the catches because he gets the short routes, the intermediate routes, the little comebacks, slants, and things like that. Yeah.
Do you think with Taysom Hill being out, because he's out, if I remember right, I think he's not out. I see Steve shaking his head. Do you think if Taysom Hill's out, do you think that hurts Kamara and the blocking of way?
I don't think so, only because Taysom Hill will probably be used mostly in short yardage. But even then, it's like for every carry inside the 5 that Taysom Hill gets, Alvin Kamara could easily get 60 yards from scrimmage, or he can easily get 4 receptions for 40 yards. So he could make up the difference for it. But, Taysom Hill definitely limits Alvin Kamara's ceiling, but he doesn't really do anything about his floor.
Right on. And who is the number one must play? Who do you think is number one must play
from this game?
Yeah,
I'd say Saquon. Yeah. Especially because of the way the last game ended. I think Saquon is gonna go out there and he's gonna try and show something. And he scored 3 times week 1, but didn't score last week, so he's gonna be looking to score again this week.
Yeah, I think you're right, but I think Devontae Smith might also be in play for the number one play too.
The only reason I'm a little hesitant on that is because if AJ Brown doesn't play, that means Devontae is going to see Marshawn Lattimore. So I'm a little bit worried about that.
But Lattimore's been hurt too. That's the only thing. That's the thing to think about too.
Yeah.
All right, Broncos and Bucks. This is kind of interesting one. Who do you like? Who do you not like? Or first, let's do this. Is there anybody on the Broncos that you would play?
No. Absolutely not. No. I have a couple of those guys in fantasy, and I've had to bench them. Like I've had to bench all of them last week. I don't trust anyone in that offense right now.
No, it's going to take a couple of weeks to get going. Then it's actually going to be kind of interesting to see if it ever gets going. Is actually Peyton the issue as a coach?
That's a really good question. Yeah.
If he could do anything with Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson is going to be a Hall of Famer, and then they're showing the same thing with Bo Nix, or they need to let Bo Nix just beat Bo Nix because Bo Nix can play if you
Right.
give him the chance. Who's your best play on the Bucks?
Mike Evans, of course.
Really?
Yeah, I know Mike Evans is going to go against Patrick Surtain, so that's going to be a little bit tough. Actually, no, I changed my mind. The best play in this game is actually Chris Godwin.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was
Yeah,
going to
he's
say
the
too.
best play.
Yeah, I think the way things are looking with him, I mean, it's great because he moved back in the slot.
Hmm.
He's like a slot god now again. And if he keeps on going the way he's going, he could end up being wide receiver one in the season.
Yeah,
Very, I
absolutely.
mean, very much so.
Hmm.
Yeah, bet only good for. What about you like the Bucks defense in this game?
Bucks defense, no, not so much. I don't really like their pass defense, and I know that Antoine Whitfield Jr. is not playing, so like
Yeah,
they're a little banged up on a defensive side. I think this one's gonna be just very like low scoring. I think it's gonna be sloppy on the especially from like Denver's side, and I think that the Bucks are just gonna take the opportunity to just run the ball. I think they're just gonna hand it off to Rashard White and Bucky Irving. They're gonna throw a couple play action passes here and there, but I think it's going to be a very like slow tempo game.
do you think Bucky Irving outplays Rasheed White? And how
Um,
soon, if he keeps outplaying him, efficiency wise, how soon is he gonna be RB1? Because he's a little stud, man. He
yeah.
is. I loved him. Loved him in college, and when he came out and when he got drafted by Tampa Bay, I remember
Hmm.
everybody's thinking, "Oh yeah, Rashad White is going to be clear RB1." It's like, yeah,
Hmm.
maybe not, man. Maybe not.
Rashard
Guess
White
what?
is an athlete playing running back.
Oh,
Bucky Irving is actually a running
right.
back.
That's a.
Yeah.
I like that. That's good. That's good. I like that. I like that.
I think Bucky Irving could take over around like week like maybe like 6 or 7. It
Yeah,
could happen as early as like week 4 if let's say he outproduces him this game and then he outproduces him again next game, especially from a rushing standpoint. Like because that's what the Bucks need. Like they need
yeah.
someone they can hand the ball off to so Baker doesn't have to lift so much of the so much of the burden.
And Bucky Irvin is actually a really good pass catcher too, out
He
of the
is.
backfield.
Hmm.
He's probably better than Rasheed White.
Probably. Yeah.
So
He's a
yeah,
more complete running back. Absolutely.
right on. Let's see what game is next.
Giants and
Giant.
Browns.
Do we have to talk about this?
I mean, only player I like from this is well, actually two players, and they're both Giants, Neighbors and Singletary. Singletary has been wildly efficient in this,
Yeah,
but of course he knows the offense already. It's the old offense that he used to run in Buffalo when him and Dable were there. So he's making the best out of that situation, and he breaks a lot of tackles. So
yeah,
even when the offensive line isn't giving him clear holes or they're not like making life too easy on him, he can create. He can make a couple yards out of nothing. So I like him, and then Neighbors just gonna get force fed targets.
yeah. I think I agree with you there. There's nobody on the Browns I'm touching. Period. Period. I don't,
Yeah, no,
not until Jameson Winston's maybe quarterback.
right. Yeah,
And then I'll start trusting everything because
mhm.
well, you and me think the same way about Deshaun Watson.
Oh
So
yeah,
we'll just leave it at that.
exactly. Yeah,
We'll
they
just
they
leave
they
it at
they
that.
they got to get him out of there.
I'm glad that this isn't like a Sunday night football game, because
Yeah, right.
it'd be hard
Oh,
to watch.
definitely hard to watch.
All right, Bears and Colts.
I am a biased Colts fan,
Yes.
so I don't want to play any of the Bears. But the way our defense is looking right now, I don't know what to expect for Sunday. But if I were to play anyone from the Bears, it would probably have to be DJ Moore. I think Keenan Allen not playing. DJ Moore is going to be on whoever our cornerback one is going to be, and we have some inexperienced guys. So I think
Yeah.
that would be a good spot for for Caleb to target. From our side, I would definitely play Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
I would play Anthony Richardson, but he's a high risk play because there's a possibility that he doesn't really do much this game, but then there's also a possibility that he explode. Like the variance between his floor and his ceiling is so
Yeah,
crazy.
he's a full on risk reward play. Period.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm not really sure. One sneaky player would be Josh Downs,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't know if he'll be as effective, being as though like this is his first game back, because he might struggle a little bit and he might be like a little bit rusty. But I think he would be a great play too. I think
I
he's
think
gonna
so
get a few
too.
targets, a couple catches.
And plus, him and Richard had a really good chemistry together last year, so that's going to be
Right.
built in the right way. And then Pittman's out, correct?
I don't know if he's been declared out yet, but I
I know
know
he's
that
doubtful with a
yeah, he's doubtful. So if he doesn't play, I think that would increase Josh Downs' ceiling, of course, and it would increase his floor. But if he doesn't play, if Michael Pittman doesn't play, my favorite play becomes Alec Pierce. I think so far he's been the most productive wide receiver in the room. And I think that if Michael Pittman didn't play, Alec Pierce would take over the Michael Pittman role. So he would be the one to get the targets. He'd be the one to get 8, 9, 10 targets and, see if he could have a decent day out of that.
Yeah, I think what SoCal Bull Nerd says Swift and Moore got to do it in the matchup. Richard, Richard and Taylor may disappoint in this one. Rich needs to learn to utilize JT in the that's true. He does need to utilize in the passing game more. And I think Swift, I think this might be a Swift coming out game too.
Yeah.
Because it's not like it's not like the Colts run defense is
exactly.
Yeah, they're up there with the Rams.
Worst in the league. Yeah. The only reason I like Richardson and JT is because they provide the safe rushing floor, because we do have the number one O-line in the league. So I know that JT will at least get some yards on the ground, and I know AR will scramble for a couple plays. There'll be a couple of quarterback design runs. So it's a really good floor. But I'm hoping one of them can pop off this week. Like AR could throw like 2 touchdowns or something. That'll be tough considering the DBs he's going against. But
yeah, but I think after last week's game, I think he'll rebound after last week's game, because I don't know what was going on. I mean, part of it was Anadai Mitchell had a couple bad drops. So that was just
and that's where Josh Downs is going to come in handy too, especially on those third downs. He's got hands.
He's going to be a PPR machine.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We got next.
Ooh.
Texans and Vikings.
I love this game.
Okay, 45 and a half.
Mm-hmm.
It is be over or under?
I think it's going to be under.
Do you?
Yeah. I think these two defenses are strong. I think these two defenses, they have guys. The Vikings are the number 1 defense in the league right now, and the Texans are a top 3 team in pressures. So I think that they're gonna make the other offenses' lives hell. Yeah.
Who do you like from the Vikings, and who do you like from the Texans?
Vikings, of course. JJ is an automatic play. I like Aaron Jones, but it seems like he's splitting more time these days with Ty Chandler. Yeah. So I'm not really sure which one of them, to pick out of the two. But I definitely like JJ, and I like what's his name? Jalen Naylor. I think his name is. Yeah.
I think he's a sneaky good pick to play for somebody, because you could probably get him pretty good value DFS too.
Right. Yeah.
Do you think any of those running backs will be viable for Minnesota this week against Houston's defense? I think they're number 3 against the run.
Yeah, so it would have to be Minnesota would have to get their running backs involved in a screen game, or in the pass game for them to take advantage of them.
And both of those play well in that. And I think I like CJ Stroud for Houston. I think,
of course,
and I think they're going to throw the ball a lot. I know Cam Akers is starting because Pierce and Mixon are both going to be out.
Mm-hmm.
Akers looked good in the preseason games, but he was also going against second and third string players. So there's a big difference between that and number 1 defenses,
Mm-hmm.
So I think with that, I think Stroud's going to throw a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little intermediate passes. I think Dalton Schultz might have a good game because of that too.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I think it might surprise people. I think it might go over 45. I can see
It could go over 45.
Yeah,
I can see it. Yeah.
yeah. You're like 28, 20. No, that'd be 49. Yeah, like 28,
Yeah.
1. It
Hmm.
might be one of those games. His last possession gets the win.
Right.
Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah. Sam Darnold versus C.J. Stroud. Who would have
yeah.
thought?
Oh God, no kidding. No
Who would
kidding.
have thought?
I'm happy for Darnold, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm
Yeah.
happy for him. He's doing what I think he was meant to be in this perfect system for him, like a perfect
Hmm.
storm.
Yep.
Packers Titans 37 and a
Ooh.
half.
So I don't think Jordan Love is playing. I think that was
No,
just Matt LaFleur's gamesmanship
it's just a
trying
smoke
to.
screen.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's gonna be the Malik Willis revenge game. I don't trust Will Levis at all. I think that he's gonna make a mistake or two that's gonna
He
cost them the
will.
game again. And I think it's mostly because their offensive line, they haven't gelled yet. They haven't had time to to get it together and have some type of cohesion. So right now they're all very raw, and defensive lines are taking full advantage. And the Packers have a pretty good defensive line. So I actually picked the Packers. I took them plus 2.5 as one of my best bets this week.
Do you think Pollard's gonna have a good game against Green
Yeah,
Bay?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I
Spears
think
is hurt.
Pollard is their only saving grace.
Yeah, and Spears is down 100%. So
Hmm.
let's see,
If Spears plays, he's at least going to be limited.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I think it's still Pollard's game. I like Green Bay too.
Hmm.
I think they'll might be more throws.
Hmm.
I think they probably open the offense a little bit more from Nick Willis.
I mean, they might not have to. Honestly, with the way they were running the ball, they might have another 25, 30 carry game for Josh Jacobs.
But
And
I
I
think
think,
they have to be careful with Josh Jacobs because he's a little bit banged up.
oh yeah, he is a little bit banged up. That's true. I mean, his backup is pretty decent. Wilson,
Yeah,
he's pretty okay. But I mean we've seen from Josh Jacobs' Raider days though that he's a guy, he can handle the punishment, like he can handle the carries and he can handle the workload, and
yeah,
he still hasn't gotten into the end zone yet. And my
not yet.
fantasy teams have been begging for it.
Oh yeah, same here. Same here.
Mhm.
Same here. All right, what do we got going on now? Oh, we're still here. All right.
Oh, I saw a comment that was talking about using JT in the passing game and the fact that he was out in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And so from the explanation that the coaches have said, and I mean, it kind of makes sense. JT had 2 drops in this game on critical downs, one on third and one on fourth down. And he also had a play that resulted in a turnover where he got beat in pass protection, and the
Oh,
pressure caused AR to throw the ball off his back foot. So, he's not really that good in pass pro, and his hands are, a little bit iffy. So the coaches made the decision to keep him out in the fourth quarter, especially because we were down by 2 scores. So we had to pass the ball. So I get
yeah.
it. Like, it ended up not working in our favor, of course, but I understand from a schematic and a coaching standpoint why they did it.
Right on. Yeah, I think you're right. Hussein is Josh Jacobs might he's got another monster game.
Yeah, we
He
need that.
he all right. Chargers Steelers.
Oh,
Herbert playing?
that's the question.
That's
That's the
the
million
main.
dollar question.
I believe they signed or trade for Tyler
Taylor
Hinton, right?
Heineke.
So he's
Mhm.
the backup. So you don't have to worry about seeing Easton suck, you know, at all.
Right.
So, um, who do you like?
J.K. Dobbins, of course. He's going to get the bulk of the carries. It might be a little bit tougher against the Steelers defense. Um, George Pickens, absolutely.
Yeah.
Those are 2 good plays. And then, I mean, I don't know. Pat Fryermuth, maybe. I
Now,
mean,
Roman, do you think because Roman Wilson is playing, so I'm actually interested to see how he looks
I
and
don't think.
what he brings. If he's going to go all of a sudden go into the Deontay Johnson,
Mhm.
spot.
I
The
mean, I don't.
intermediate to medium.
Right. The only thing to remember is that he is a rookie still, and
Yeah,
this is going to be his first game. So I'm not really expecting him to do much in his first game. If anything, I think he'll probably get a couple of like deep shots thrown his way, and George Pickens will turn into the intermediate to short guy because George Pickens is very like he's very quick. He's very like shifty, especially after the catch. So I think they're gonna try and get him the ball, soon. They're gonna try to get him the ball in the short yardage and try to see if he can get some yak yards. So I think Wilson could also just be a decoy.
yeah.
They could just
So
have him out there just running deep.
so so SoCal Ball said might see 80 carries between Chargers and Steelers. So, okay,
Absolutely.
you might, and we might. So which running back room will have the most yards in this game? Do you think it's going to be Warren and Najee, or do you think it's going to be Dobbins and Gus the Bus?
Rushing, receiving, or both?
Both.
Yeah, I'm still gonna have to go with the Chargers only because they have the better
Really?
O line. Yeah, only because they have the better O line.
Oh, true. That's true. I like yeah.
And especially if Herbert doesn't play. If Herbert doesn't play, those guys, the Chargers running backs are seeing like 60 carries if Herbert doesn't play.
Well, yeah. Then you'll have to throw in Vidal too,
Yeah,
because
exactly right.
and then Steelers don't have a third running back, so it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be old fashioned
Yeah,
smack
smash
mouth
mouth
kind of.
football.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I like games like that,
me too.
and they're playing in Pittsburgh too.
At
So
Pittsburgh, yeah,
all
atmosphere
right,
crazy.
now Panthers Raiders. Is this a Zamir White game? Is this his coming out game?
It should be.
Should
I
be, huh?
mean, yeah, it should be. Derek Brown's not playing. The Panthers' defense is terrible. Like this should be one of those games where the Raiders dominate at the line of scrimmage.
And they're who is the guard out of Oregon they drafted? Johnson Powers.
Oh yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
he's starting. He's making his season debut this week.
Oh wow. I didn't
So
even
I
realize he
think
didn't
that
start the first two games.
what's that?
I didn't even realize that he didn't play the first two
Yeah,
games.
he was hurt. He was hurt out of
Okay.
training camp. I can't remember what it was. I think it might have been ankle. Everything has ankle this year, so
Mm-hmm.
ankle or knee. But yeah, he's making his season debut. What do we think of the red rifle? Do you think Deontay Johnson is going to get
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
caught? Because I hope so, man.
Yeah.
I hope
I
so.
think I think Deontay is gonna have a good week. I think that Adam Thielen is gonna have a good week. I saw a couple of highlights where like Adam Thielen was like wide open on a couple of routes, and just Bryce just didn't look his way for whatever reason.
Yeah, and he got pissed too.
Yeah.
I mean, for him to get pissed like that,
Right.
demonstrative like that,
Yeah.
it's a lot. I think he probably went to the coach's office and said, "Yo, come on, man, we got to do better than
Right.
this. We want to win. I'm tired of losing like this. Let's see what Dalton does." And I don't
Right.
think I don't and with Bryce Young, I don't think they used him right too.
Mm-hmm.
From what I've seen, because most time he was in a pocket. When he was at Alabama, he rolled out a lot. He was in
A
the
lot.
pocket, so he rolled
A
out
lot.
a lot. And he needs to be like more like that. Do you think Xavier Leggett is a sneaky play for DFS?
I'm not sure because I don't know that Andy Dalton will be able to support like more than one fantasy relevant wide receiver. The only way that I could see Xavier Leggett having an impact is if they start using him on like, bubble screens, reverses, handoffs, and things like that, like jet sweeps and things like that. I don't think that. I mean, the last time Andy played, he threw like 39 passes or 59 passes or something like that. It was something ridiculous.
Yeah.
So like it's possible, but I'm not sure that he'll be able to support all of them.
Do you think Bowers continues his
Absolutely.
his
Yeah.
way to tight end one?
Absolutely. Gardner Minshew loves tight ends. Loves tight ends. He loves the easy throws.
You know what was okay? I'll say. You know what was cool about last week's game was the fact that after he threw that interception, Max Crosby came up and told him, "We want Washington State,"
Mm-hmm.
and I think that did a lot for Gardner Minshew.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I saw something like a light switch click off in him.
Right.
He just started doing good, and I think him Him and Devontae have a really good chemistry going right now.
I mean, Devontae catches everything. You
Good
throw
Lord.
anything in his area, he'll come down with it.
Yeah, and he's freaking what, 30, 33, 1 years old, something like
Yeah,
that.
he's like
He's still
31.
doing that.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
mean,
Incredible.
youngest receivers need to study him.
Right.
I know him and CD. I saw a video of him and CD Lamb talking, and Lamb told him, I patterned my game off of you. I want to be
Hmm.
like you and your route running.
Hmm.
So
He's a
it's
great
cool.
person to study.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good game. I got Raiders
Yeah.
defense playing in a couple of leagues. I think they're going to do good, except for Kunze, their linebacker is out for the season next season.
Hmm.
Hurt his knee
And
in practice.
and honestly, I think the Panthers could make this a game. I think Andy Dalton is a scrapper. Andy Dalton, he's been around. He can play.
Yeah, true. All right, I saw. Was it Miami? Miami.
Seahawks.
Oh God, and the Seahawks. So with it being a week now, with Skylar Thompson having some more reps for the first team,
Hmm.
do we trust Tyreek Hill, or do you think it's gonna be A-Chain?
A Chain, absolutely. I know Mostert is trending towards not playing again, so definitely A
Yeah,
Chain will be the play. That means A Chain is going to get every rushing opportunity, every like passing down opportunity. He's going to get a couple dump offs and things like that. And I would definitely trust Tyreek because I do think that Mike McDaniel will find a way to scheme him open, even with Skylar Thompson. He's gonna make his reads easy. He's gonna make his job easy. And Tyreek is a yak monster anyway.
yeah.
So all you have to do is just get him the ball, and he makes the rest work.
With the Seahawks, who's your favorite play? Who you fading with the Seahawks?
I'm fading Tyler Lockett on the Seahawks because he's third in the pecking order now. Well, he's fourth technically because Zach Charbonnet is also going to get some passing down
Yeah.
work. So the three players that I would play from there would be Charbonnet, DK Metcalf, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. And DK Metcalf, I might be a little bit like weary of him because Jalen Ramsey gets under his skin. So but Jalen Ramsey is a professional agitator. So
Yes, he is.
there's a chance that Jalen forces DK to throw a punch at him and then he's out for the rest of the game.
And DK's like that too.
Exactly.
I'm not.
Right.
I'm not a fan of him. He's never.
Yeah. He
I'll
runs a
zip it,
little hot
man.
sometimes.
I'll zip it.
Yeah. He runs a little hot sometimes.
Yeah, and then he just does stupid things.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I'm not. I have a couple of Seahawks players that I generally don't play Seahawks players because I don't trust them.
Yeah. DK is the only one that I have, but I have him mostly for he's my wide receiver 3 in the league that I have him. So he's there as my flex for the occasional blow up week like last week where he gets 128 yards and 2 TDs. So
yeah. So Jason, week against eating the slot against Miami. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably.
Yeah, Charbonnet, he's gonna get a lot of all-purpose yards.
Do you think Miami can win this game?
I think they can. I think it's possible.
Their
I think
run defense didn't look that good.
Mm-hmm. And I also think that the fact that they just came off of an overtime victory, like the emotional tolls from games like that usually carry over to the next game. So it wouldn't really surprise me if they lost this game because they spent a lot of energy and especially a lot of mental energy in that overtime game with the Patriots last week.
And there used to be an aura about the 12th man because they're playing in Seattle, correct?
In Seattle, yeah.
So there used to be this aura about the 12th man and stuff like that, but it seems like they've lost a lot more home games lately, the last couple of years.
Right.
So that kind of aura is kind of gone. People, I don't think teams are so afraid to play in Seattle anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Did they play in Seattle week 1?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, yeah. I mean, so far so good under Mike McDonald.
Yeah. All right, what we got next here? Ooh.
One of my favorite
Ooh,
games.
man. All right.
Yeah.
Do you need to go over 50, 51 and a half?
Do I think it goes over 51 and a half? Ooh. I think so.
I
Yeah, I
think
think it
so
goes
too.
over 51 and a half.
Because both these teams could put up freaking points.
Mm-hmm. And I know the Lions are going to want to slow down the game, but I don't think the Cardinals want to slow down the game. I think the Cardinals want to attack you and they want to get up on you really fast. They want to go up tempo, spread. They want to go three wide receivers and hand the ball off to James Conner for an explosive play. So I
Yeah.
think that the Cardinals will force the Lions to meet them in the track meet.
Which receiver room? Well, is Amon Brown
Oh,
playing?
I think he is. I'm not entirely sure though. He
Which
should be.
if he is playing, which receiver room is going to have the best game? Which of the four? See, Amon Brown, Williamson,
That's tough.
Harrison.
Oh man. Because I mean, so on one hand, I think that Marv is as talented as Amon-Ra St. Brown, but the Cardinals don't have anybody who's as talented as Jameson Williams.
No.
So it would have to be the Lions room, but then it could also be a situation where the Lions control the game on the ground and they get a lot of success in the run game. So because of that, their wide receivers don't do as much.
So do we saw the video of they
Oh,
said
did you?
about Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Does it make you want to run through the wall?
Absolutely. I drafted Jamar Chase in half of my leagues in the first round, and I've been patiently waiting. I've been very fortunate that I haven't gotten bit by the injury bug, knock on wood. And, and I'm still waiting for Jamar Chase to have a Jamar Chase game. I've been able to win without him, thankfully, but I need that Jamar Chase signature moment.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
With the Detroit Cardinals game, which running back room?
Running back room.
You can't. I liked what I saw out of Edgar Benson last week, but again, it's against the Rams.
Right.
So
Did he get?
but
He got some run last week.
yeah,
Okay.
he it was probably, it looked like maybe 65-35 split probably.
Okay. Not bad. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I like Gibbs. I like Gibbs and Montgomery better. I think reminds me of the old Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo Williams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Thunder and Lightning backfield.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right on. Yeah, I think that game's gonna be high scoring.
I think so too.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
I think McBride might be the difference in the game too. If they can't stop, I think they'll be able to stop Harrison a little bit, but will they be able to stop McBride?
I don't think they have anybody that can match up with Harrison.
No.
Though. Yeah, I don't think they'll have anybody that'll be able to stop him. I mean, they could at least put Branch on McBride, but I think that McBride is a little too physical for Branch, so I don't think it'll work.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they'll be able to stop Harrison.
No.
And Kyler's playing like a man with his hair on fire right now.
He's playing with a purpose, man.
Yeah.
You can tell he's healthy, which is
Definitely,
scary as all
yeah.
hell.
Mm-hmm.
Scary. God.
The way he scrambles, the way he buys time in the pocket, the way he just he's so shifty back there.
Yeah, because the Rams missed probably 3 or 4 sacks last week against them because he just gets away, man. Somehow when Aaron Donald was there, he's able to snatch his ass up, like he was a sandwich or something. He was hungry.
Yeah, man, it's hard to get away from Aaron Donald though.
Oh, Aaron Donald, I miss him.
Yeah, right.
All right, what we got next there? See who's staying on full injury right now. I want to run over a door right now just because I'm so hyped. Right on, Hussein. Glad we can get you hyped, brother.
The only thing that sucks is you're gonna have to wait until Monday. You're gonna have to wait until Monday night.
Oh, get this guy off my screen.
Oh, Jerry.
All right. Ravens Cowboys.
I think this one's gonna be a good one too.
Do you think it would need to be over under 47.5.
Over. It's going to
Over.
absolutely be over. Yeah. Yeah. I think both of these defenses have the same problem. They have guys on the back end who love to bite on double moves or who give up big plays. They
Yeah.
both have, new play callers on the defensive end. So that's definitely not helping either defense at all. And the game is going to be in Jerry world. And I think that the Cowboys are going to try and score a ton of points. And then you have Lamar on the other end, who's something like 12-2 against NFC opponents. So like he demolishes the NFC.
Yeah, it's a crazy record. I think I'm worried about Dallas's run game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brian.
Well, I mean, they don't have one.
I think Brian said he's waiting for a Derrick Henry breakout game. I think this might be it.
Yeah,
I very much so think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be a Derrick Henry. I think it's gonna be a Zay Flowers game.
Oh yeah, Zay Flowers game definitely. Yeah, and Jake Ferguson is supposed to be coming back this week, so that's gonna help. That's gonna help Dak out a lot.
But I think he'll be limited play though.
Of course, yeah, but he's
coming off the knee. They need to preserve him because Jalen Tolbert's coming on pretty good now because they don't really have a true number 2.
Right.
So I mean, I like Cooks, but still, he lives in Dallas. Yeah, you're right. He does. He was mad because they didn't offer him a.
Yeah, that was rough. And he would have been great for that offense.
Yeah, he would have been, but Jerry
didn't even offer him. Good Lord. But he brought back Zeke. Oh, Jerry.
Yes, he did.
Make it make sense, Jer. Make it make sense.
And have Dalvin Cook on the practice squad.
Right. Oh, man.
So, all right, let's start the questions. So, my home league, full PPR league, who should I start for my wide receiver? Wide receiver 3, Tank Dell or JSN?
I'd go with JSN because as long as Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs are healthy, Tank Dell won't see enough targets to make a difference. He could pop off for, a big play or two, but because it's full PPR, JSN is going to get plenty of targets.
I see what you're saying, but I think because the Houston's not going to have that much of a run game, I think they'll use Tank Dell as the jet sweep and little wide receiver screens too.
Mm-hmm.
And so if they do that, then I would say, me personally, I'd say Tank Dell because of that purpose, because they have no run game that we know of.
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, I just think that the Vikings defense is probably going to be prepared for that. They're probably going to be, they're going to play very disciplined, and I think that they're gonna be able to limit some of that. So, but we'll see. Yeah. It's definitely possible.
All right. What we got next? Rams. All right.
49ers.
This is the IR. This is the injured reserve game right here. Good Lord. No walking wound of both teams.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think? All right. Who do you like? Who you don't like?
Who I like? Kyron, Mason from the Niners, Brandon Ayuk, definitely. And a sneaky play would be Jawan Jennings.
Jawan Jennings eats against the Rams. He is, especially on third down, he eats. Right. Annoying. I don't know how they always let him go. I think a sneaky play. Yeah. Brian Moore, you're right. That's what I was going to say. Whittington. I think sneaky play.
Mm-hmm.
He knows the offense. He's a clone of Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua.
Mm-hmm.
It's be Tyler Johnson and him on the outside, and DeMarcus Russell on the inside playing slot.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think with this game, I think Kyron's going to do well. I think they're going to play Blake Corn a little bit more because he got a little bit more. He got some run last week.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they trust him more, and he's more explosive than Ronnie Rivers.
Right? Yeah, definitely.
I forgot what the over under on this game was. I think it was 39.5. I think
it's 43. Yeah, 43.
43. Yeah. I think with this game's going to come down last possession. If I think Stafford might be a sneaky play. If the O-line can keep him upright, he'll pick him apart.
Hmm. Don't they have a couple of guys coming back on the O line?
The only person they're missing the center. Well, the center, yeah, missing the left guard and then the center. But the center, the rookie center, he's been playing pretty good.
Hmm.
So we'll see how Logan Bruss does at left guard. But Alert Jackson, the left tackle's back, which is huge because that's what's been killing them, man. If
Right.
Stafford could stay upright,
Hmm.
this could be good game.
Yeah, this definitely could be a close game.
yeah. You can laugh, Hussein. I see you.
Yeah.
Ooh, Chiefs Falcons,
Prime
46 and a half.
time.
I think it's go over 46 and a half. I think it's gonna be a Kyle Pitts coming out game.
I mean, we've been waiting for a Kyle Pitts coming out game for like 2 years now. I don't know that it's actually gonna happen, but if it does happen, Kirk gives him the best chance to make that happen.
Do you
But
think who do you like?
I like Drake London for sure.
Okay.
Well, of course, Bijan. Love Bijan in this spot. I like Rashee Rice, and I think that this will be Travis Kelce's coming out game for this year because Travis
Yeah.
Kelce only has 4 receptions on the season. I think they're going to try and get him involved very early in this game.
All right. Do you think James Worthy? Good Lord.
Mhm.
Do you think Worthy is a sneaky
Xavier,
play?
I don't think so. Honestly, I tried to tell a couple of the people in my home league because one of my friends drafted Worthy and he went off week 1, and I'm like, yeah, but he scored twice on like 4 touches. Like that's not sustainable. Like he's not gonna score 2 touchdowns every single week or even score 8 touchdowns every single week. And it's not and teams are gonna be more focused on him. They're not gonna let them beat them deep. And then Cam Taylor Britt came out last week and he was talking smack and
Yeah,
said
he
that he
was.
only runs one route. You just have to put your hands on him, and he caught an interception on him. So like
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be as big of a factor as people think, and I do think that when he plays against more physical corners, he's going to struggle.
All right. So let's build a team. So what quarterback would you go with?
I mean, we'd have to go with one of the ones from one of the high scoring games. So,
Would you go Cousins? Because he might be cheaper.
cause
And
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the Cousins wouldn't be bad.
what's Cousins' price? Let's see.
Oh man, he's cheap when he's not even on the screen.
All right. Let's go with why isn't no how
Okay, so are you the one controlling the screen, Ron?
no Segas.
Oh.
No, you don't want me controlling the screen yet.
Mm.
I'd be yelling, get off my lawn because I'd be getting all frustrated. Yeah. All right. We're getting there. Sorry guys, we're working through this. This is the first time we've done it like this. So just bear with us. All right.
Oh my God. Oh, 7,000. That's not bad.
7,200
Kirk
for.
Cousins.
So you want to go Cousins?
Yeah. Why
All
not?
right. Go Cousins. And then when you do this, how do you like to build it? Do you build it wide receiver first and then running back, or do you go back and forth? Because seriously, I started doing this last year,
Mhm.
and I did decently, but not as good as I wanted to. So it was always confusing how to build it because I'd hear other people say one thing, then other people say another thing. So with you, because I've seen how you do stuff, and I trust your opinion. How do you build it?
So the way that I build it is I always try and get quarterback, wide receiver, or a quarterback, running back stack. Like for
Okay.
example, this one, I would probably do Kirk and Bijan.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so like Bijan would be my RB1.
Okay.
And then because I can find some decent like wide receiver value with like some cheaper prices. So what I would do is I have one solid wide receiver one solid RB1, and then try and see if I can find value to fill in the rest of my roster.
All right. So go Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, Bijan Robinson as RB1. Okay. And then you go to the wide receiver and try and find a wide receiver one.
I would stay away from CD Lamb because he's nursing an injury.
Mm-hmm. So then we'd have to find someone who isn't too expensive but offers some really good value.
See Devontae's. What about Devontae Adams? Or
Devontae Adams against Carolina is good value, yeah. Or Marv if you want to go a little bit
yeah,
cheaper. Yeah.
and Rasheed Rice is 7,300.
Right.
So let's go. We'll go Marv,
Yep.
and then do we do tight end or you still build back from receiver till tight end,
I mean, tight end doesn't really have much to offer.
except for
That's the only
McBride.
problem. Yeah, except for McBride, right? McBride's the only one. It's McBride or Brock Bowers.
So do you select your second running back or do you fill up receiver room first?
I usually try and fill up the receiving room first
All
because
right,
the
what's Godwin's
receptions
price?
matter a lot.
Yeah,
Oh
what's
yeah, what
room?
is Chris Godwin's price? Yeah,
Damn.
66. Well, that is because they're playing Denver, but they don't really have anybody. And Brandon Ayuk is at 6,500.
Okay, go Braham. Yeah, good lord.
Yeah, he's the undisputed wide receiver one this
And I
week.
don't know. I don't know if the Rams going to call up Akilla Witherspoon to play
Mm-hmm.
quarterback. I don't know. Yeah, because Ladarius White, he's gotten beat because he just loses. Yeah. Anyway, I'll just.
Right.
All right.
Right. So
So
then we go back to running back now.
okay, should you do something like a Montgomery, or maybe take a chance on Swift?
Depends on the price.
Let's see.
We'll keep going down.
Ooh, A-Chain.
Yeah, A Chain was solid at 7,700. J.K. Dobbins is even lower,
Connor's at 7,400.
right? And that's supposed to be one of the high scoring games of the week.
Yeah.
Why Montgomery's all the way down there? That's surprising. Devin Singletary,
Oh, Zamir White.
Zamir White, right, at 6,000. I mean, do you want to give it a shot and see
Yeah.
if he
Yeah.
see if he has a good game? Okay, Zamir White is 6,000. Okay, so at this point, I know we have like 24,000 left. So what I try and do is I try and find a value at tight end and then a solid defense, so that way I can maximize my last wide receiver spot.
Oh, okay. That's a good strategy. I like that. All right. So tight end. Johnny Smith might be a sneaky play.
Definitely, yeah, because of Skylar Thompson, and the offense is going to be a little bit more condensed. Brian said put in what did he mean to say? T. Higgins?
Tim Riggins. Who's that?
Right.
I don't know. Who's Tim? All right. Kyle Pitts is 6,200.
Mm-hmm. And
Goddard.
Brock Bowers at 63.
Oh, okay.
Dalton Schultz is at 55. That's value.
Colby Parkinson.
Yeah, Fryermuth is at 52. Keep scrolling down. See if there's anyone else worth taking down there. Nah.
Definitely not commit. He's not doing.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Tim Riggins from Friday Night Lights. Okay.
That's funny.
Good, Brian. All right.
So it would have to be either between Dalton Schultz or Brock Bowers. Those offer the two best values.
I go Brock Powers.
Okay, so Brock Bowers should be a little bit up there. Right there, yeah. Brock Bowers. Okay. So now we have, how much do we have left?
We have
18,000.
Okay, I see it now.
Okay.
So and we have the flex, defense, and a wide receiver.
Yeah.
So do we do flex first?
No, defense first.
Defense, okay.
Yeah, because you want to get a decent like matchup, a good matchup, on your defense, and then the flex and the last wide receiver spot, you can have those as like dart throws. You can do like two players where like they can get a catch or two and explode and give you a little bit of an edge. But because we spent a lot of our money front loading our roster, those two spots are gonna have to be like just dart throws or coin flips.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say maybe Tampa against Denver.
Tampa against Denver isn't bad.
Like with me, the way I do it is any team, any defense that's going against a rookie,
right,
quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Any defense going against a rookie quarterback, any defense going up against a bad offensive line, like things like that.
Brian Moore said Titans defense facing Malik.
Yeah, but the Packers offense, the Packers have a really good O-line. So I don't think that the Titans defense will be able to affect them, as much.
Let's see. Tampa's 4,700. Houston's 4,200. Let's see.
I really like Green Bay a lot.
All right. I'll go with Green Bay.
Mm-hmm. Green Bay is lower. Yeah, their price is pretty cheap. Yeah, right there, 4,000.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very good value. And then we have 14,000. We can have a solid wide receiver and a solid flex player with 14,000.
So with a flex, do you do wide receiver, or do you look to see if the value is running back, another running back? Would you go more a pass catching and a runner, or just a pure running back?
Of course, yeah. As the flex, if you're gonna have a running back, it should be a pass catching running back.
Okay.
Yeah.
It does, because I only use one site that when I did DFs, and I don't use it anymore. So does FanDuel always do defense?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
So we have two options because we have 14,000. We can do a strong wide receiver play as our third wide receiver and have a little bit of a weaker play as our flex.
Okay.
Or we can distribute the money and do like 7,000, 7,000.
Let's see how both play out here, and then go from there. So who?
Yeah, so we've got guys like Amon-Ra, Tyreek, Mike Evans, Devontae. Those are like
if we did Devontae, then we'd have 6,000 left, right?
Yeah, we'd have 6,000 left.
All right, let's do Devontae.
Okay. And then go into the flex to finish it off. Oh, we don't have to start too far down. That's good. Yeah, so anything that's in the red, we can't select any of those players. Yeah, that'll be over budget. So it starts at Amari Cooper, Devin
Singletary,
Singletary.
6,000.
Yeah,
All right.
I'd go with Devin Singletary. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Devin Singletary to finish us off, and we maxed out everything. We got all positions filled.
Cool. All right. Is there any more questions from people?
Give us Singletary as our flex, Siege. Locked and loaded.
All right. Well, cool deal. All right. Well, I think that concludes the show.
Think so.
Yeah. I appreciate everybody coming in, and remember tomorrow we'll be back again with me and Jay Sieg and Fantasy Dads and Best Ball Jonesy going over the games and stuff. And I appreciate everybody coming in. I appreciate you doing the show and actually giving me knowledge. I learned a lot just that last part. I appreciate that. And hey, just go out and be good humans, everybody. All right. Have a blessed evening. Bye.
All right. Bye. Have a good one.